All right, Dave, we're here at the CCA workbench.
Yeah, with our mystery guest, who's no longer a mystery.
Yep, our bonefish expert, Captain Joe Gonzalez.
Thank you for having me,
No
guys.
worries,
Thank
brother.
you.
He's going to help us out, telling us about some bonefish.
Yeah, we're not the best guys to ask about bone fishing, so we figured we'd get a guy who lives down here in the Miami area and does it every day. So, if you were going to go fishing for a bonefish, how would you go about it in the beginning with her?
Well, Dave, what I like to do is keep things simple.
Right.
And make it fun. Okay. Usually, depending on the degree of difficulty the person's looking for, the easiest way is probably with shrimp.
Right.
Bait fishing. I use an 8-foot spinning rod,
Right.
24-inch leader. Okay, 20-pound test, and a 2-aught offset hook. Okay, with the bait keeper, and it's very simple. I like using the bait keeper. Okay, because when I rig shrimp, what I'll do is I will take a shrimp.
Oh,
okay?
we got some right in here.
I'll take a shrimp and I will bite the tail off or pinch it off. Let me not bite it on camera. Or,
Right.
Okay, so I'll pinch the tail off. Okay.
Probably make a nice cleaner cut with your teeth, don't you?
That's correct. That's correct. I'm going to do that. And I'll.
There you go.
Okay.
Hey, man,
so-
I eat all kinds of stuff on this show.
All right, so I'll come in and I'll rig it like so. Okay.
Just
So
spread
what
'em
I've done
around.
is I've broken a little piece. Okay. It is now somewhat aerodynamic. It's heavier on the bottom, and when you cast it, it's going to go a little further. Now, keep in mind that shrimp is kind of on the small side because this time of year the shrimp are small. I had a hard time finding decent sized shrimp, so I went ahead and got these that I found. And not only is that head heavy, gives you a little more distance, aerodynamic. By cutting these finlets off, in other words, if you had the finlets, it would kind of
would
catch
swerve.
it. It would
Should've go
swerve.
straighter, yeah.
Okay, so when the shrimp lands, now it's head heavy for the cast, and it creates a little bit of scent, breaking the tail off.
So it's got some juices flowing.
It's got some juices flowing,
I
okay?
gotcha.
So, a lot of times fish feed by sight, but they also feed by scent as well.
Well, that's kind of light. How far of a cast are you wanting to make?
Well, you see, that's where the 8-foot spinning rod comes in, okay?
Right.
Since it is on the light side, on light, calm days, probably not use a split shot, but when it's windy, I'll use a split shot number 5 or number 7 split shot, and I probably put it at about 3 inches above.
So
okay?
it's fairly close to the shrimp then.
It is relatively close to the shrimp, okay? 8-foot spinning rod is going to give me the distance I need. You're going to be able to cast a little farther, okay?
Yeah.
Got a little
shrimp there.
shrimp there. That's not nice. Okay, so that rig right there works very, very well, day in, day out.
I've caught bonefish using this. This is what
you
works.
guys do?
That
Now,
works.
in the summertime, when the shrimp are really small, I'll take several shrimp. I mean, they'll be even smaller than this one, and I'll put 2 or 3 shrimp at a time sometimes, and it'll give me the
gang 'em
weight
up.
I need to cast. Now, jigs also work very well, okay? I'll use different types of jigs, different weights, depending on the wind, depending on the current, but dark over dark bottom, light over light colored bottom,
Right.
okay?
You sometimes tip these with the shrimp too?
You can tip them with a shrimp. You can tip them with a shrimp. Flies work as well, okay? I'm very big on brown, tans, okay?
Are those mostly crab imitators or
Well,
both
this one,
shrimp and crabs?
like benefics is what they call them. They imitate benefics, which are shrimp and crabs. And, studies show that bonefish eat about 200 different types of invertebrates, but primarily in the bay or in the Keys, it's going to be shrimp and crabs and, kind of small crustaceans.
Now, you were telling me, earlier that, it's been rough and kind of overcast, but you've been catching a lot of fish. Now, I always thought if you were sight fishing, it'd be better if it was bright sun, but is that not the case?
That's not necessarily true. And
Yeah.
it's a misconception. A lot of people think that the better bonefish is under calm conditions, real sunny skies.
Yeah, that's what I figure.
It's
You always
contrary to-
see those paintings, with the slick comb and the bonefish tails.
That is correct. Well, contrary to popular belief, a little bit of wind, a little bit of cloud cover actually camouflages us, and it allows us to get closer and kind of be able to make mistakes with their cast or get in there a little bit closer as opposed to having to finesse your cast, whether it be fly, spin, or jig.
Now you fish in Biscayne Bay, and you told me it was like the south part of Biscayne Bay.
That's correct. Most of the bone fishing, I'm going to say the northernmost region in Florida where you can catch bonefish day in, day out, sight fishing for the most part, starts in South Biscayne Bay.
I got
This is from Key Biscayne south and goes all the way down to Key West.
So, okay.
And you catch a lot of them, I've heard. I've seen pictures. You catch a lot of these
That's
fish.
very nice of you. It's very
Are
nice
they
of you.
good sized ones too? Are they big? Are they big bonefish in the bay?
And we're starting to see better bone fishing. You know, there had been a decline, but the population is bouncing back, and that's a good thing. It's kind of keeping me busy.
Beautiful. Well,
Thanks,
thanks for
Joe.
coming in, brother.
Thank
I
you
really
for having me.
appreciate it.
Thank you
Thanks.
very much for having me.
Well, I'm definitely calling Joe Gonzalez, and I'm keeping my stinky aerodynamic shrimp on hand so I can catch those bonefish.